Get out the insurance cards, get out the copays. The office is open, my friends. Brought to you by drroto.com.
Yo, everybody, it's He Override. So let's get to it. Bring the pain! What's up, everybody? It's Heat Override, and I'm ready to bring the pain for you and Dr. Roto this week. Ooh, yeah. What's up, Dan? How you doing today, buddy?
Man, I don't even want to talk about it, bro. I'm tired. I'm tired.
Yeah, it's crazy, man.
Same thing every week, man.
Same thing every week.
Overwork, underpaid.
Oh, dude, I gotta say, man, today was crazy for me as I was sending you some of those videos of all the places that was leaking in that building today.
Yeah.
I thought the most amazing thing was the contraption that guy had built before I got up there to stop his leak. Like a whole trough system. Oh, boy, people.
Yeah, I had to text you back, like, what am I looking at?
You were like, so I was waiting for you to do that since I was going to throw the video in there to show the water trickling down like it was a gutter. I was like, wow, that was pretty inventive, man. I got to give it to the guy for doing that. And I was like, bro, I wouldn't even thought about that. So, you know what?
Sometimes you got to do what you got to do.
Yeah, I'm happy he's one of the few. Because everybody else has been like, there's water everywhere. And I'd be like, yeah, why didn't you try to stop it? And they'd be like, oh, I don't know. And you're like, oh, seriously? I don't know. So while everybody comes piling in, everybody that's new or returning, this is the Fight Club of Pain. Dan and I talked about the UFC every single week when it's on, when it's off. Of course, we take the week off. But, of course, we will be giving out DFS lineups. We will be giving out optimized DFS lineups, and also we will be giving out the Parlay of Pain and an NFL showdown slate. Now, I know that the NFL does start in an hour and 8 minutes, approximately, Sunday, whatever, give or take a few seconds. We will get that out early if it needs to be, but since this is one of the big events, we'll be covering 4 fights. Of course, we're going to switch it up tonight. We will be featuring a normally different fight of the night. So it's going to be really fun to talk about that one too, because, I mean, this is like the whole landscape of what's going on in the UFC, man. I have been totally dialed in. I am excited. We have some huge matches coming up. But, man, last week, it was a rough week for us, man.
Yeah, we took a hit last week.
We did. For the Fight Club of Pain, I went 1-3. Dan went 0-4. We picked 3 underdogs, and then RDR went and lost. Yeah. So it was just a bad thing. But what did you see in that?
Anything could happen, man. Anything could happen. That's why this is the hardest sport to even talk about. Because you don't know what's going to happen at any given moment.
I agree with that. And you know, that's the thing is one hit can change the whole match. We'll talk about that later with Gane in some of his matches, you know, where he was literally almost finished and was able to get up and knock his opponent out. Now, it doesn't mean he's going to beat Aspinall. We'll talk about that, of course. But the thing is at any moment, something can happen. And if you go to the decision cards, you can have bad things happen. I mean, first of all, last week, we had some crazy stuff going on. We had some people coming up in here saying that people weren't going to get knocked out. And our boy, Drew Dober, slammed that knockout, bro.
Hey, we won that.
Yeah, we did. So let that be a lesson. Also, we are live, people. At any moment, you can definitely jump in, ask us a question about the card. I have all of my information saved. So, you know, right now we got that beautiful QR code up there. That will actually take you to my Bring the Pain Spreaker page. Yes, Spreaker. That's my main podcasting thing, right? And that you can get all my stuff, my video game episodes. Like if you love video game music, go check them out. My Ninja Gaiden Trilogy one is like perfect. So if you don't believe me, click the link and go check. But going forward, I went 7-6 overall, of course, including 1-3 in the last 4 matches. But the fact that, when you come at us and you say that there's no way that Prepelic is going to get knocked out by a man that was fighting for his contract.
On a mission.
I mean,
he was on a mission.
He was, and he was getting whooped. I mean,
Yeah.
Prepelic was taking it to him. He was jacking the shit out of him.
He got beat up for 2 rounds, man.
And that's the thing is, like, everybody was like, is his jaw going to stay up? And that pretty boy's jaw held up, man. And I'm talking about Dober. I'm not saying he's pretty, but I'm saying, like, he might have that hair that you could just comb over. You know what I'm saying? We get a little wild on the Fight Club of Pain. If y'all knew, I'm just letting you know right now, we have a wild time. But what we do is this show and like other shows, we give picks, but we try to nail the finish. And I know that other people do, but we really try to explore the sport books. We also explore our fight knowledge, our fight theories from when we were fighters, me a current fighter. We'll talk a little bit about that as too. But I want to get that point out that is what the expertise. That is why we picked the Jandaroba not the Jandaroba knockout. Although I am crazy, I probably would play that prop. We'll get to that. But that's why we played the Drew Dober knockout. Also, another thing is even though me and Dan picked Jasmine Jazaduza Vicious, that we thought that she'd be able to grind out Manon Farrow.
Yeah.
But Manon Farrow, the one thing we said,
with them hands. Man, them hands.
Right down the pipe, Dan.
I told you. I said it. Look, if it stays standing, she's gonna win. It's exactly what I said last week.
I agree with it 100%. And that's what led to the plus 1,400 first round knockout bet that we called on this show. Also, the first and second round knockout. Now, the thing is that people have to remember, this isn't just like football. You could play a touchdown. You could play a first touchdown. You could play a last touchdown. That's really it. After that, you can, in the UFC, you could play first, second round knockout, first round knockout, third minute of the first round. Yeah, we've almost got one of those, and I got maybe one or two of those for you all this week. You would be surprised. And then that's what we try to do. We're trying to elevate. We're trying to find that. Because we can sit here and give you negative 112s all day long, people. But in the end, unless we parlay that together, round robin, and throw in some heavy knockouts or some crazy numbers, then we don't have a chance. And that is what we do, Dan.
Yeah.
So, that being said, we nailed that knockout. The whole Mike Malott ball kick, whatever. He went dude.
I got nothing. It should have been a disqualification.
If they're gonna let him go 5 minutes and 50 seconds on a recovery, then dance with his hand down his pants for that we're talking about Holland, although it was practically he was holding himself. Malott wouldn't even go in for the finish. Damn, what the hell was wrong with Malott?
I think Malott really knew that he messed up and he didn't want to keep fighting. I think it was sportsmanlike. I think it was sportsmanlike conduct.
And you know what? I agree with that, but my wallet book would have said I would have liked the under because that was the only losing line of 5 lines on the parlay of pain last week.
The whole thing is that fight should have been called. After 5 minutes, that fight should have been called.
Yeah. And then the whole shenanigans, and then go from here. Sorry to cut up right there. But
you're good.
The middle round, when they came out from the middle of the round and they brought the freaking doctors, both of them, in that ring.
Yeah, it should have been called.
People, this is what we deal with. This is what we deal with sometimes.
That's a referee problem. That was the ref.
You know that same ref was the ref in the other the Kyle Nelson fight. You saw that shit, right?
Yeah.
Dude, Kyle Nelson, the under, we had, knockout, right? He got the knockout. The dude let him get his head beat in. He pulls the thing. You can see 3 seconds clearly on that clock. And we're not getting a finish. Now we get these dudes.
And around.
Nah, I'm not. I don't know what happened. It's but the fact that the ref Dan Mugalotta was
Dan Murgliata. He used to be one of the best refs, but now I just think he's too old now.
Mm-hmm. And you get to that certain point, but you're a vet. You should have recognized that. You should have been able to determine, say, hey, look, it's over. But like if you're stepping in and you step in at that third section, then you go back in and you go, I made an error. I thought it was the end of the round. He was getting grounded and pounded. We're gonna call the fight or something like that. But
you really can't do that though because you get the other fighter's hopes up.
yeah, and Matt Frivola loved that. He even said himself, he said, I'm happy that I got a chance to continue fighting. And it was an entertaining fight. So you know what? I'm happy all about that. It's great. We didn't get the finish, but that's okay. The refs, yeah, it was just a bad night. Everybody deserves a bad night. And if it was Dan's bad night, not your bad night, but Dan Miggs' bad
Mergliata.
night. Yeah. I'm going to attempt a name later. And when I attempt that name, I'm going to see if I can say it.
I'll say it for you.
No, I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it, man. I'm telling you, I'm gonna get it right.
Just think of Khabib. Think of Khabib's last name.
I know. I think I've been practicing. Okay, I've been practicing these names, man. I'm just trying. I'm trying to do the best I can, but at the same time, let's get some people in here, man. Let's get going on these fights. So overall, I'm going to say we still had a pretty good week. We were able to nail some big finishes. That returned a lot of money. I was up at the end of the night, and then I was up overall throughout the UFC and NFL week. So if you're up a few dollars.
And the soup can hit again, so I'm all right.
The soup can did hit again. All right, let's get to it. Let's get to UFC 321, Aspinall versus Gane. And the first fight that we're going to be covering is Alexander Volkov versus Jalutin Almeida. Dan, talk about it.
All right, Almeida, he's the number 5 ranked heavyweight in the world. He's 8-1 in the UFC with his only loss coming to Curtis Blades. He's probably the best heavyweight grappler right now, and he has 13 submission finishes in his career. That just proves he'll take you to the ground. He improved his striking, but he's still not at the level that it needs to be. But when he does grapple, once he gets a hold of you, he shows his strength, and he kind of ragdolls everybody he fights. His best bet is to make it ugly and take it to the ground. Volkov, he's a number 2 ranked guy. He got robbed of a win against Gane in his last fight. The title fight against Aspinall should be his. I'm just going to leave that there. He's a fearsome striker that uses his length well. Mm-hmm. And he has power, but not as much as other heavyweights. He uses his combos well to get into clinches where he likes to knee up the middle and throw those elbows on the break. He's very good takedown defense, and surprisingly, he's good in scrambles.
Dude, you couldn't have put it out any better, man. You have literally the vet. Now, even though I went all in on UFC this year, I do know the name Alexander Volkov. I know how long he's been around, and it sounds like that you're almost kind of like a fan that you think he should have beat Aspinall.
No, he did beat Gane. He lost the decision.
Yeah.
He lost the decision, but he won that fight. I mean, the judges are, I don't know what it was. He won that fight.
All right. So the fact that, Volkov has put himself, he is in for that. He's number 2, like you said. When I look at the wrestling ability of Almeida, I know that Almeida is going to have to be able to get through that takedown defense of a UFC vet, not a Bellator vet, not a PFL vet, a UFC vet that has seen the likes of all these great strikers, all these great wrestlers, has a track record of fighting all of them and coming out with a winning record. Volkov easily can get this job done and can even find a finish by knockout on Almeida. But I feel that Almeida is surging at the right time, that I think if he believes in himself, he may get him down. And that's a huge man to get down on the ground. That's another problem. His size really does mean something, especially when you get to the ground.
Yeah.
I can see Volkov just getting up. Do you think that he could? Do you think that Almeida can hold Volkov down?
I do think he could hold him down, but it has to be in the later rounds. He has to wear him out a little bit because Volkov is kind of sketchy on his gas tank. So
Okay.
he will wear out in a fight if it goes to the ground or there's too many clinches. But every round starts standing up.
All right. That's that. You know what? And that's it. He can ride it out. I think that veteranship of Volkov can outride those takedowns. And I don't know if Almeida can get a finish, but let's hit the little books here. Let's see what's going on. Distance, no, is a negative 360. Knockout plus 150. Sub plus 140. I'm telling you this right now with the numbers the way that they are. One's a wrestler practically. One's a knockout artist. So the knockouts are heavy on Volkov's side. The wrestling subs are heavy on Almeida's side. We got decision no bet for Almeida, negative 240. Remember, get your money back if it goes to the distance. Knockout and sub for Almeida is a negative 125. Money line no distance for Almeida is a negative 125. Now, over to the Volkov side. I got first and second round knockout for Volkov is a plus 430. I don't think he wants to go the distance like you were saying about his gas tank. And I think that the action, if Volkov wins, is going to be early. The decision no bet for Volkov is a plus 182, not bad. And his money line with no decision is a plus 232. So we've been able to find a lot of those finishes right there. What do you think about those numbers? What are they telling you? And then I've got 2 finishes for each fighter that might happen.
The numbers tell me that the longer it goes, the more they think Almeida's going to win.
Yep. Mm-hmm. I agree with that. And that's where the decision, the points, they're going to be that's going to be actually juiced, because the decision distance, yes, is a positive. And that's stuff we actually do and check. So who do you got winning while I pull that up?
I'm not going to lie. I think Volkov wins the first round and a half, but I think Almeida controls the rest of the fight. I got Almeida winning by decision.
All right. Almeida by decision. So I'm pulling that up right now. That's going to be, so that decision is going to put that into the positives. And because nobody thinks it's going to happen, we're definitely going to be able to get that number right there. So as I find it, it's all the way down here. Dude, I can't believe they brought the Walter Walker Sutherland fight back. Like, we need to talk about more beef sticks and all that crazy stuff.
More fat guys.
Yeah, more fat guys, man. Dude, they brought it back, man. And then they put Hamdi on here. So we got a burger, we got a beef roast, we got a big-ass ham, and then we got chicken. We got chicken. The chicken could be Chris Barnett. Bro, you're a big-ass turkey.
Oh, Barnett's my dude, man.
Ow!
Barnett's my guy.
Oh, dude. We might have to throw that in at the end there for one of those last second fights that we like to talk about. So, all right. So right now, currently, Almeida is a negative 210 on the money line. And then will fight go the distance? Yes, plus 250 gives you, that's really nice, a plus 403. A plus 403 for that. I love it, man. Well, let's get a little wild.
Jamal Witherspoon, Chris with over 3.5 spinning kicks.
Chris with 3.5. You guys, man, you guys. Hey, if you can find that bet, let's play that for Jamal Witherspoon. We're playing that. All right. So that bet right there, check it out. Round 1 knockout for Volkov plus 750. Does he get it done? Who knows? But let's throw in a quarter of a unit. So if that's, let's say a quarter of a unit's $1, then you're gonna win 850. 850. If it's $10, whatever, you're winning 80-50, right? But that's why we're not playing that one, because round one sub by Almeida is a plus 390. So I'm going to throw a little action on both of those, as well as hitting that first and second round knockout on the Volkov side, while throwing in Dan's decision plus, yes, and then also my decision. Our money's going to be on the Almeida side, but if Volkov is to get this done, we will be covering ourselves with the knockouts. That's how we got it, man. I love it. I love it. So, man, that's a juicy bet too, man. That plus 403. It goes, if they get to a point where they just, like you said, Almeida holds them down and just controls the rest of that fight, and that's how it's going to go to decision, man.
Just gasses them out, man.
All right, let's get to it. Let's get to the pronunciation attempt of the night. In this corner, we have Mario, the mix killer Batista, versus Umar Nurmagomedov.
It was close. It was close. You almost had it.
I was that close.
Nurmagomedov.
Nurmagomedov. My guy now can't say it. No, I can't say it. You broke me. Whatever. Nurmagomedov. All right. Whatever. Maybe I have a hidden lisp. And I don't mean to make fun of people that have lisps, but maybe I just can't say things. But my mind is blank. Dan, talk about it.
All right, I'm going to start with Batista, man. He's on an 8-fight winning streak, and one of those fights saw him punch Patchy Mix in the mouth 200 times in his last fight, and it made his lip this big. And he exposed Patchy Mix for the fraud he was. Okay. On to everyone, if you watch this, you know I hate Patchy Mix. But Batista, man, he's a polished striker, and he uses feints to overwhelm his opponents and make them react instead of attack. His volume and relentless pressure on the feet usually make other fighters make mistakes first. Nurmagomedov, his only loss came to my number one pound for pound fighter in the world in Merab. That's my number one guy. But he's well-rounded and sharp with his striking, and he has beautiful wrestling transitions. His distance management and chain wrestling are his number one advantages in this fight. Once he's in position, and his top pressure and positional dominance cause problems for everybody. His jab, feints, and level changes will disrupt Batista's game plan in this fight.
Whew. Dude, if there's not... Okay, this is the first time I get to see, other than highlights and watching old film that I've been watching for about an hour and a half plus all week, Umar in action. And everything I've seen about him, I love. And I loved Mario Batista earlier in the year, his early wins. And then I took Patchy Mix against him, and he proved me wrong. He beat that man's lip like you said, he beat it senseless. He made it the size of Jimmy Walker's, as Dave Chappelle would say.
And it was dynamite.
Or Eddie Murphy, actually. He was like, Jimmy Walker got shot in the lip. Yeah, anyway. So if you guys never saw Eddie Murphy Raw, you know. If you didn't, there's something wrong with you. So if you haven't heard Eddie Murphy Raw, there is something wrong with you.
The libit.
He's like,
you got hit
that's the grilled cheese sandwich.
I got punched in the
libit. He's like, better than McDonald's? Better than McDonald's? She gave me this big, fat, greasy juice burger with thing. I came out, I was like, No, I don't do it. He does it better. Eddie Murphy's always been the best, man. I love him. But I will say, Chris Rock, Bring the Pain is pretty freaking funny, too.
That's a good one.
Oh, yeah. That's my boy, Chris Rock. No slap included. So, all right, we'll move along. Dude, I don't care. I got some bets here. I got a lot of bets on this fight. Distance, yes. Negative 225. What? Distance, no. Plus 174? Yeah, I like that. Knockout, plus 480. Sub, plus 380. I'm going to just throw it out. Decision, no bet. On the Batista side, plus 360. You going to throw something on that. Because if Batista is going to win, he's going to have to knock that man out. He's not going to outwork, and he's not going to he might be able to outstrike Umar, but I don't think he can, man. I just think Umar's the better fighter, right? So, money line distance, yes, on Batista, because I said maybe he can win. If he can outstrike him, he can win, is a plus 585. That's a heck of a thing, right? Let's just go over to Umar's side. Sub, first and second round, plus 500. Decision, no bet, negative 550. They're telling you that they wanted to go the distance because they're scared to pay you for a decision, no bet in a fight that's a lot closer than it should be. But is it? Decision or money line plus distance, no, on Umar's side is a plus 201. Decision, when you put that with the distance, yes, is a negative 160. Knockout in sub for Umar Nurmagomedov is plus 220. Dan, who do you got winning?
I got Umar Nurmagomedov winning by decision.
Woo! And we got that plus 201. Plus 201. That's what we got right there. Dan, you're when we get to the parlay of pain, y'all gonna see what's about to happen because I'm just having it. Look, I got round one sub Umar plus 900. I love that bet. Rolled with the distance, no money line plus 201. I love the sub plus 1 and 2, 500. If Mario Batista can somehow stay away from that grappling game, and Mario is good, but like you said, the only dude that has beat him is Merab. The only dude.
Yep.
And like you said earlier, it's like Khabib Jr., bro. And a lot of people found it hard to outwork Khabib. And this is just going to be an outwork match. And I know that's why you're thinking now the distance, right?
Yeah, nobody outworked Khabib, man. And this is his cousin or younger cousin, something like that.
Yeah.
You know, Khabib's his coach.
Mm-hmm.
And he's one of those Dagestani guys. He goes in there and he likes to ragdoll people. That's what he wants to do. He wants to ragdoll you, and he's going to punish you for being in the octagon with him. These guys don't look for finishes. They want to punish you.
You're right. I want to finish though. I just think he's going to be able to do it. I think, and I do like Batista. I do, but I just can't go all in. I will say this though. If Batista somehow can weather the storm early, get on his feet and hands somewhere in the second or third round, and maybe catch Umar coming in, second and third round knockout is a plus 2,700. And I'm willing to put a quarter of a unit on that because the return on it, if you put $1 on that, that's $28. Your whole weekend's paid for. Or whatever done.
I've never seen one of these Dagestani dudes get knocked out. Have you?
Yeah. That's why it's so high. And I think
I've never seen it happen.
Yeah, so for me, it's all about Umar. The knockout sub plus 220, I think is easy money. And I know you wanted to go the distance, and I think that probably is the safe money. It's probably going to go the distance. But if you want to play it that way, you got your distance, negative 160 parlayed with your money line. That's a great parlay. That's the way you can make a little bit of extra money on that because Umar is a negative 480 when I wrote this down. And at the same time, you still got covered. So if any action happens, you get the knockout and sub. If you want to play it easy, just play knockout plus 480, 1 unit, sub plus 380, 1 unit, and then roll the side that you go for and hope you win or lose and hope it don't go the distance. You can do what you want, but hey, I'm having fun with this fight, bro. Woo-wee.
Oh, that's going to be fight of the night, man. Fight of the night.
It could, because the next fight we're about to talk about could be probably the most boring fight of the night, but it could be the the most entertaining fight of the night. But it is the featured fight of the night on the Fight Club of Pain. Ooh, yeah. We're talking about
Jamal Witherspoon. Thank you, because I don't even count Big Hank as Dagestani guy. I don't know why. I guess I think of the smaller wrestler guys. I don't think of the heavyweights. I appreciate it though.
Yeah, man. Thank you. Look at Jamal coming in. What's up, dude? It's good to have you. Every week we get a random person that just likes to come in, but we need all the random people to come in. Tell your friends. Tell us all about us. Head to Dr. Roto. Get all of the information. Use code word Trevor, and you could be our rich friend. Trevor hit 100K on Monday. 100K. And then on Saturday, on the show with Danger and Justin, they threw in some stuff and rolled a simulated lineup together, and it scored 212. We had subs taking down slates, fifth, sixth places for $600. We have the tools at Dr. Roto to win across every sport. Ooh, yeah. I'm such a dick. But anyway. All right, let's get to it. We got Verna Jandaroba versus Mackenzie's everybody loves Dern. Dan, defend your fighter.
All right, man. You gave me Mackenzie Dern. So coming into this fight, she has back-to-back wins with a performing bonus over Ribas. She finally earned her title shot and wasn't handed one like a lot of other fighters in the UFC. Yeah, I'm throwing shots.
Woo!
She's one of the best BJJ practitioners in the UFC, and probably the best female BJJ practitioner to ever step into the octagon. She has 5 submission victories to prove it. She's fearless when it comes to her stand-up, and she'll try to throw down with anyone. She improved her striking. She got faster and more crisper for combinations. On the ground, Dern hunts for submissions, even when she's in a bad position. So, and these two already fought. So,
yeah. And you know what? I'm gonna defend my Verna Kakachara. I don't know if I said that right. Kakarara Jandaroba. Right? We're talking about Team Valam Academy Fight House, not a fight club, but a fight house. Fight house could be a little smaller. Might be more easily controlled. Controlled because she is 2-3 overall through her career. But she only has 1 knockout. She has 7 decisions, but 14 subs. 14 subs has put her in great positions with fights against Zeninin. We got Lemos. Lupi. She beat Lupi. That means her wrestling is crisp because Lupi isn't just regular. I know she's crazy. But Lupi wins us money, right? Right? Marina got her. And that's big because Marina can definitely wrestle up, right? We got Angela Hill. Even though Angela Hill did it, she fought Angela Hill quite a while ago. She was in it, right? Rebus, same thing. We have similar opponents that have fought each other. And as you just said, both Dern and Jandaroba have fought each other. That was a long time ago. What Dern did was stay active with her striking, which I feel is still to this day better than Verna's. But what Jandaroba has worked on and what she has become an assassin on is her wrestling. And I will not take anything from Mackenzie Dern, but I gotta say, the student has to become the teacher at some point. And when you look at her performances in the back, the Invicta champion, the performance of the night when she was with Lemos in her Herrig fight, she got performance of the night. This could be another one of those performances. It could be a slow fight. But my girl Verna, she don't care. You could punch her in the face. She ran away from every one of Dern's attacks. And that is why this time she's going to sit in the pocket, throw big, and go for the takedown and try to win this match. Dan, let's have a debate about it.
Wow.
So what do you think?
You really she's gonna stand in the pocket with Mackenzie Dern?
Not long.
She doesn't stand in the pocket with anybody. She runs from everybody she fights.
Yes, she does. So in their previous fight, what was able to work for Verna while Dern was coming forward was either running, which she did a lot of, or throwing her reverse punch overhand, kind of coming in, which is the power shot I'm talking. Now, she was younger then, and we're talking about Verna. Both of them were. And both of them are high-class athletes. Do they deserve this belt? Probably yes. I think both of them do deserve this belt. But what I feel is that Verna is going to be able to hit her and chain that now because of the experience and the fights she has had going up against the bigger opponents or just as solid as opponents like Lupi, etc., like I talked about. And I think that if she's able to land that, she can get close enough, grab her, make this a wrestling match, but then she's going to have to out-wrestle Dern. Do you think she can do that?
I think she can out-wrestle her, but when it comes to scrambles and when it comes to submission control and submission defense, I don't know if she could block all the submission attempts that Mackenzie Dern's going to throw.
Yeah. Okay. So you could say that could be a big part of Verna's hold. How much of that can she defend or reverse? So let's look at the numbers real quick. Distance, yes, is a negative 106. Distance, no, is a negative 122. They literally just said, we don't really know what to think of. So with that being said, knockout is a 700, but sub is a plus 120. So that being a plus 120 means right now they think both of these fighters have a chance at sub. So let's run through the other numbers. Let's go Dern side first. Knockout, first, second, third round. This is a 5-fight round, people. For the people that may not know fighting, this is a 5-fight round championship for the featherweight. So when we get that, we get the 1, 2, 3 plus 1,200, and we get the sub 1, 2, 3 plus 370. Money line distance no on the Dern line is a plus 150. Now, the decision no bet is a negative 225. Knockout and sub is a plus 165 on the Dern side. Now, heading over to the Jandiroba side, we're going to look at money line distance no is a plus 333. That's funny because back in the day, for Three Brothers Pizza from Italy, the cost of a pop and a big slice from a 24-inch pizza was tree turdy tree, as my Irish owner would pronounce it. So you know I'm playing the tree turdy tree. Yeah. Decision no bet plus 172. I'm going to say this, and I don't have to say it. I don't think Jandiroba can knock her out, even though I was talking some wild stuff earlier. Sub and points for Jandiroba is plus 140. Also, sub is plus 460 in the fourth round for Jandiroba. I feel that at that point, there's going to be that. I'm willing to play the 1, 2, 3, and I'm willing to play the fourth round sub because I feel if Jandiroba is going to beat Dern, she's going to have to show how much she's grown up. She can't let it go to the decision card again because she will be outboxed. And they will grade that on the Dern side, plus Dern being as popular as a fighter as she is. It really doesn't matter that Verna, I was going to work that in somewhere. Verna, who have never been sent in the same room at the same time, although I will eat my own foot on that one. Verna has to submit Dern to prove to everybody in the featherweight division that the champ is here.
Strawweight.
Strawweight. Sorry. I just got through. I threw my own self off on that one. I might have said featherweight a few times. Anyway, Dan, who you got winning?
This one's kind of tough, man, because your fighter, she's good, man. She's good. She's beaten everybody she's stepped across from in the last few fights. Mm-hmm. But I think what Mackenzie Dern's stand-up, I think that's going to be the key. I think that stand-up is going to be the key, and it's going to cause your fighter to back off a little bit and stop shooting. And when she does shoot, I think it's going to be a panic shoot, and Mackenzie Dern's going to take control. So I got Mackenzie Dern by fourth round submission.
Fourth round submission. Ooh, see? So we're looking at that fourth round. We are looking at that fourth round submission. So when you look at the fourth round submission for Mackenzie Dern, it is a plus 2,000. I think it's highly possible. If you want to be a little safe on that, you could roll the 3-4-5. The 3-4-5 for Dern is a plus 650. So this is going to be a wrestling match, and it may not be over. As I said a little bit, maybe the knockout, maybe Dern has something to prove. Maybe Dern thinks that this is her chance to come back into the UFC limelight, the spotlight, and take back what she got. I mean, we just sat there and watched all that X beef and all that other beef that we saw on Instagram about her losing all those followers, and now she's back. If she's going to get those followers back, not that she hasn't already, if she's going to get those followers back, she wants to do it through becoming a champion. I love both these fighters, like you yourself and most people. I think it can work out really good. And for me, I got Jandiroba. I'm going to use the subs in points. It goes the distance. I love it. It's for plus 140. You got the fourth round sub being that. And that's the thing that I love about it, is about the fighters, is that there's so many ways for both of these to finish, and all the distance is in the positive 2 right now, because the distance, yes, being the actual lower of the two than the no at a negative 106, that actually is buffing that. So you can make money on the distance with money line. Then you can come back down to the knockouts. You could play a little action on that, cover yourself, get a little piece of action at that plus 2,000. And then with the money that you've already won on the previous fights, you should be able to win out and go into the main event with a lot of money. I love it, man. It's going to be a war, dude. Whew. All right. You got anything else on that fight?
No, I was going to answer Jamal Witherspoon, man. Thank you. I appreciate that. I do not watch PFL. I'm going to let you know. I do not watch the minor leagues. I'm sorry. I watch the UFC and I read about these guys, but I do not watch PFL.
You must be getting the comments faster than me, because I didn't even get to see that yet. That's crazy. But anyway, that's keep talking, man. Jamal, you got it. Because guess what? This is the main event. What happens when the main event is talked about?
Knock, knock, it's the Macho Man. Ooh, yeah. We're going to get a little wild around on here. Yeah, we got our boy Tom Aspinall. Ooh, yeah. He's got the little British UK hands. He wants to go and box, right? We got Cyril Gane. Yeah, I like to say Gane. Yeah. But guess what? The only thing that's going to be Gane is Gane.
Dan, talk about it.
All right, I'm going to start with Cyril Gane, man. What it feels like his 10th title fight in a row is actually only his 3rd title fight. He's a non-deserting fighter that always loses in the big fight, in my opinion. I absolutely hate this fight. Cyril Gane does carry power.
Yep.
He's a good combination fighter that overwhelms his opponents with his combinations. And he's a pretty good wrestler. Tom Aspinall, he's 8-1 in the UFC, and he hasn't fought in 15 months. Is he the undisputed champion, or isn't he? We will never know, because he will never fight John Jones. He has power in both hands, a quick jab, and he's a great counterpuncher. He's probably overall the best heavyweight that we've seen since Stipe.
Woo!
He's a really good BJJ technician, and he's very good. He has a very good wrestling technique, and he has great takedown defense.
Ooh. Love it, dude. Look, like I was talking about, the fast hands of Tom Aspinall is great. Both fighters are aggressive towards finish. Now, as we were talking about way earlier in the podcast, when I was talking about Gane actually going from almost being finished to being the finisher with that hammer punch. Dude, he has lightning fast hands that can disrupt Tom.
Yes.
He is bigger. He's going to be bigger. So
he's a giant. He's a giant man.
Yeah. So he's going to be bigger, but Tom is used to going up as the smaller man, as we've seen many of his knockouts. But the one thing that does plague Tom is we've not seen him in a long fight. Do you think that Cyril can drag this fight out?
I don't know, man. It's something like Aspinall is like a anomaly. He's one of those guys with like the bone density of a superhero, and like he hits you and puts you to sleep.
Yeah, he's like Saint Denis, bro. He's like
yeah,
PSD.
Like he hits you and puts you to sleep, and it's impossible to take him down. Like I said, he reminds me of a young Stipe Miocic.
Yeah, and that right there just lets me know that okay. So let's just get real. We know that he's going to come and rush. Now, when I was watching the Blades fight, Aspinall Blades was stepping in with overhands, kind of like Cyril does, but Cyril's a lot more crisper. So he's going to sneak that overhand in, or that hammer punch that I like to see. I saw Aspinall eat that and back up and stay moving and eat that a few times. I don't know if that followed with a flurry can finish Aspinall, but speaking about that, what do you think about that angle?
I haven't seen enough of Tom Aspinall. His fight time is like 2 minutes every fight. He just puts people out every fight. So
that's right.
I haven't seen enough of him. I mean, I've never seen him past the second round.
So that's I would think would be Cyril's key. If he can push Aspinall, and I know that I think if anybody takes this to the mat, it's Tom.
Yeah.
And I think if Tom gets it to the mat, he can easily finish it.
Yeah, absolutely.
But for me, I don't know that I think that they want this to stay on the fight. It's a championship match. We've had some wrestling going on. We've had some crazy stuff the whole last week. RDR and Allen. I mean, love both those guys. Allen did it. He called it out right after the match. He's ready to go. Okay. And thank you, Jamal. So
thank you.
Second round.
Thank you.
Second round fight.
Like I said, I've never seen him pass the second round.
So when we get that into fact and we're looking at it, we know that Tom is going to hunt that finish. What the numbers tell us is that, so the distance no is negative 800. Knockout, negative 185. Sub, plus 270. Under 1.5 rounds is negative 106. I do feel that a first round finish could happen. Now, we got decision no bet on Cyril Gane's side is a plus 450. Moneyline distance no is a plus 436. I don't think Cyril's going to take this long either. I think that these dudes are going to go right in the middle and knock it out. Flipping over to the Aspinall side, moneyline distance no is a negative 329. It's going to be hard to make money on the Aspinall side. Even the decision no bet is a negative 700. But what you can find is a knockout in sub, even being a negative 310. You almost have to play just the knockout to make money and almost ignore all of that on the Aspinall side, because outside of all of that, you're not going to make too much money unless you play knockout round 1 plus 290. How about the third minute of any round plus 430, and the third minute of round 1 Aspinall knockout plus 850. And I got a second round knockout for Cyril Gane is plus 5,000. So if it does go to the second, does go to the distance and goes, and he does get Tom past that first round, maybe that second round, at the end of the second round, Cyril can get that finish. But as of me right now, the only thing I feel that is safe is going to be the knockout at negative 185 and just play it, because I don't like that under 1.5 rounds. I don't like to play it. If that was a 2.5, I would play it. But it's a 1.5. And even though I'm predicting the first rounds, I'm probably going to have either minimal action on that or no action at all, roll a knockout, and then I'll throw in like a half unit on sub so that I can get that. Damn, what do you think about those numbers?
I think it tells you exactly what Aspinall is. He is a first 2-round fighter. So if it stays within 2 rounds, Aspinall wins. If it goes past it, Aspinall loses.
That could be it. That could be it right there. And that power would come into effect. And we all know that when Cyril is around, he does try to be active. He can turn that over and he can try to overpower him, being the bigger of the two. So that can happen. But I feel that all it takes is one little punch from Aspinall to get him on the ground. And even if it isn't it'll be considered a knockdown, maybe. But even as a knockout, Aspinall's going to run his little ass over there and he's going to start wailing on his head because he don't want Cyril to get up. And I think that that's going to lead to the finish. Dan, who do you got winning?
All right. I still don't think we see Aspinall in a 3rd round. I'm taking Tom Aspinall by 2nd round submission. I think he wins the same way John Jones does.
Ooh, that's so funny, dude. A 2nd round submission is plus 1,100. And that is why, so when I look at the knockout and sub at negative 310, that's why sometimes we don't want to really play those numbers. That's why if you want to go down and play the 1st and 2nd round sub, plus 380, and then you could play the 1st and 2nd round knockout for Aspinall at a plus 155. So that right there allows you to get a little action on the positive side for Aspinall. If you want to just take a quarter or a half unit and dice it around through all the 3rd round knockouts and stuff, but play it safe with the 1 and 2 on both sides, if Aspinall wins in under those 2 rounds, you're going to win money. And if Aspinall wins in the 1st round, you're going to win a lot more money. And then you just cover it with your 5,000 plus 5,000 on Gane, and then no decision, no bet. Cyril Gane plus 450. It's simple sauce right there, because Cyril's 1st and 2nd, 3rd round, if even it happens, like if we go right to the Cyril, his knockout 1 and 2 is a plus 950. So if you just play the decision, no bet, you got everything covered on the Cyril side. Come right over to the Aspinall, hit all the uppercuts. Hit all the uppercuts. Well, that's probably what's going to finish him now that I just told the future, but he doesn't throw uppercuts that often. So if he throws uppercut and knocks out Cyril Gane, you heard it here on the Fight Club of Pain. That'll be a knockout in the 3rd minute. And that's another thing too, is I feel that they're going to feel each other out and someone's going to throw big hands really early. By the time you get to around the 3rd minute, that's when somebody might try to actually finally make that first move, trying to say, okay, let me make a little action to end this fight or to get to the next round and try to win this round. And if that happens, the first person who makes the first mistake is the first person that's probably losing this fight. Do you agree with that?
I agree. And by the way, we have 2 horrendous cards coming up the next 2 weeks. Like just full of bums.
We're probably only gonna do 3. And this card actually starts a little early. So the 5-tastic picks, that's the only thing I got really left to write. So I'm gonna do that. But let's throw because we got about 16 minutes till the Monday night game. So let's throw in the Monday night or the Thursday night football showdown slate. This is draft or FanDuel. So FanDuel, Captain McConkey, Justin Herbert, Justin Jefferson, Kamani Vidal. You can either go the Chargers defense or Reichert. That's the kicker for the Vikings. And then, of course, you're going to go Dicker the kicker. And
Dicker the
that's
kicker.
Dicker the kicker. Dicker the kicker. But I feel that if a bad Carson Wentz shows up, that we're going to get that. Also, if you're part of Dr. Roto using the code word Trevor, you'll see that in my article today, I have Jefferson getting an interception of Carson Wentz, and that is a plus 1,800 on FanDuel. So, we gave you a FanDuel lineup that I created. Let's give you a DraftKings lineup that the DFS Hero optimizer makes. So, what's up, DFS Hero? Give them a shout out. If you use code word DOC, you can get a 20% off with them. But again, together with this combined partnership, you have so many ways to win. And then you got their optimizer, IRR optimizer, and then they have a UFC one, and we're going to give you a UFC optimize. So, for tonight's game, as soon as it gives me that option, for tonight's game, your optimized lineup per DFS Hero is Hawkinson is the captain, Herbert, Jefferson, Vidal, McConkey, and Gadsden. I do like the Gadsden play. Gadsden is a nice play. I went a little safer with the double kicker or going defense and then kicker, Dicker the kicker. I mean, but I do love Hawkinson. He gets that work in. So, love it. But we're here for some UFC, right, Dan?
That's right.
Did you make your lineup?
I did. I got my lineup.
All right. Well, why don't you go ahead and give your lineup for
I spent every
DraftKings.
penny. So
Woo!
I got Volkov,
Mm-hmm.
Rakic,
Okay. Ooh.
Dern,
Oh.
Nurmagomedov, Klein, and what? Hackprast. Hockprast.
Yeah, Hockerprost, right? Hockerprost. Yeah. I like that lineup right there. That is a great lineup. You know, that fight, I'm just scared of because I like both of those dudes, him and Salkid. And I'm just like, dude, I just want to stay away from it. Obviously, Aspinall for the 3-leg money line. This is the weak link on the parlay. Yeah, dude, you're gonna have some fun when we get to the parlay of pain, dude. If you're not if you were part, I don't know if you're part of Dr. Roto, but if you're not, I'm telling you, man.
I agree. I had to take him. He got the last bit of my money. That's the only fighter I could afford.
He's like, I'm gonna go with this one.
He's the only fighter I could afford left.
My DFS lineup is Aspinall, Walker, Delgado, Jandarobin, Salkid, and Park. I just need Park to stay alive like he does most of the time. Park can squeak a win out, and he's playing Alex Surov. But
he scores points though, man. He throws punches.
Yeah, dude. He's a savvy vet. He can get some points, so I like that. But you know, I'm throwing Delgado in that because I love my boy Jose Delgado. But since Jamal's out here, he's throwing in some picks. I like Askarov. I think that he can win that fight. But for DFS way, I just need Park to survive. And you think he can survive, don't you, Dan?
I do think he could survive. I think he could survive to a decision, but I don't think he's going to win the fight.
Yeah. I'm not picking him either. But at the same time, for DFS, you got to hedge yourself. That way, if you lose that bet, you get over there. So I love it, man. All right, let's get to the optimized DFS lineup for UFC through DFS Heroes Optimizer. So you gotta check them out. All right, let's get into it. 10 a.m. main, because remember, this starts at 10 a.m. Boom. We'll see what they got. We got Almeida, Delgado, Rebecki, Salkid, Walker, Jandaroba. It's projected to do 425 points. What do you think about the Rebecki edition? I mean, you got Rebecki. What's that?
I coughed. Sorry.
Oh, so do you think Rebecki can win?
Let me look.
Rebecki. He's playing Ludwig. He's fighting Klein.
Oh, he's fighting Klein.
Ludwig
I
Klein.
think he can win. Actually, I think he can win.
And I think Ludwig can can outstrike him. I think Ludovic can win that fight. After what I saw Chris Duncan do to Rebecca last fight, like beat his face off and be able to win that fight, I think that it's going to be hard to finish Rebecca. But I think Klein can tag him. But if it goes to decision.
I also think Rebecca needs to take it to the ground, man. He's a better wrestler out of the two.
Yeah, I think if he could do that, that would really help. But that's the DFS lineup created right there. But let's get to it. Let's get to the parlay of pain. Ooh, yeah. 4-1 last week. Guess what? I'm running it back this week. I got way better numbers this week than last week. And this is how we're going down. We're going to go Amorim, no distance, 168. Puts leg 1 at 168 of the parlay of pain. We're going Walker. Walker's going to dive at the leg like we said 2 weeks. He's going to elbow that ankle. It's going to soften up, and Sutherland's going to fall. And he's going to wrap him up for another ankle lock submission. Negative 290. Even if he misses and Sutherland knocks him out, that's cool. Negative 290. Brings it to a plus 114. I got the Jose Delgado fight going no distance as well, too. Negative 42. That one's going to be a little harder. It's going to make that a plus 265. But here's where it gets. Ludovic Klein, no distance. Yeah, even though I said it's going to be hard to knock out Rebecca, somebody going to hit the mat in this fight. And with that, negative 116, I'm willing to take that shot, bringing it to a plus 580. Now we got Umar, distance, no. We're ranking for that. Is a plus 174, brings the parlay of pain to a plus 1765. If you want to do the knockout and sub that I have for Umar, that puts the parlay of pain at a plus 2028. Are those numbers good for you, people? Are those numbers good for you?
They sound great, man. They sound great.
They sound great.
My shocker is Chris Barnett beats Hamdy.
Hamdy. So let's talk about that. So,
Chris Barnett beats Hamdy.
Chris Barnett beats Hamdy. Let's throw that bet out there for right there. Everybody's looking at that. And Jamal, I gotta say, thanks for being active in the chat as well, hanging out, chilling, talking fight theory and everything like that. It sometimes throws us off because we don't always get the comments, and then when we get the comments, we're like, hold on, what? And then we sat there and read. But that's why we want more people to pop in here. We're trying to find finishes. Like I said, we can give you all of our picks, and we did. But at the same time, we want those finishes. They just pay better. They pay better than touchdowns. That's for sure. So, with that being said, let's get to that finish. You got Chris. Do you have Chris Barnett knocking him out?
No, man. I think it goes decision, but I think Chris. I think he wins, man. I think he wins. I think Barnett.
I could see that lamb chop of a roll going on, man. Them just rolling around, and Hamdy going back to his wrestling days, an Olympic wrestler that doesn't always want to wrestle, likes to throw his fists now.
Chris Barnett's he's quick for a fat man.
No, he is. No, he you're right. You're 100% right. I do think that if there is a method of victory for Barnett, he can knock out Hamdy, and Barnett's knockout is a plus 550. Hamdy's only a plus 130. So that's why the distance on this fight is a plus 148. They're a little unsure. Negative 190 for the under. But that double chance, if you just want to be safe, Hamdy, let's go Hamdy, knockout and points, negative 280, let you get there, but knockout and points. Chris Barnett gets that knockout, or he gets those points, plus 340. I'm good with both those bets. You're going to win money. Let's do a half a unit on Chris Barnett, or in Dan's case, full unit. And then if you want to try to cover yourself, do the hedge, then you fly it back and you do the Hamdy knockout points, negative 280. You throw a half unit on that. You're going to win probably about 40% of your money back if Hamdy ends up winning. But at least you win your money back. That's what we got.
And wait a minute. I thought Sutherland would KO Tafa, but against Walker, he's getting subbed.
Oh, yeah.
That is a very high possibility.
I think he subs him. I think he gets that ankle lock like I was talking about. Like, I mean, we'll sit there. We'll run it right here. Round one. I ain't scared. Round one sub for Volta Walker is a plus 350. You know what? I feel like first and third is going to be better. First and third is a plus 180. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that right there. Wait, what's up, Dan?
Oh, no, he commented again. I was reading it again. Only thing that worries me about Chris Barnett is his leg injury. I agree. Yeah. Especially after he injured himself against Kennedy by jumping in the corner. The fat man should not jump anyway.
That's a fact. Yeah. If you're pushing that much weight, jumping is a bad idea. Especially when you're landing on a padded, semi-padded mat. You just go this way a little bit, and your knee goes.
But he is a very athletic big guy.
Love it. Let's say last time Volta Walker ran out and just wrapped up real fast. I'm gonna do Volta Walker, 3rd minute of round 1 plus 1,000 win. Doesn't matter how he wins. 3rd round, Volta Walker's getting him. And if he doesn't win, when he misses the attempt and he's laying on the ground, we're gonna look at that beautiful. We're gonna look at Louis Sutherland winning minute. 3rd minute of any round is a plus 1,800, and Louis' winning minute. 3rd minute of round 1 is a plus 4,000. This fight's over in under 3 minutes, and the part that'll tell you that is when you look at the total rounds. The total rounds is a plus 1 for under 1.5 is a plus 112 because they're trying to fool you. But this fight, Volta Walker does not want this fight to go long. He has become a threat in his division, and he's going to show it again this Saturday.
I agree.
All right, Dan. It's been another great show. I got to thank you for coming on. I think everything was answered. It was great to see anybody else ghost watching us. Come into chat, talk with us.
Come talk.
Jamal, thank you. And Jamal, thank you for commenting as well too. And it was great to talk. You know, I'm not scared to not bring people on. I will bring people on and give you guys a minute and talk some of these fights if you're willing. If you're a repeat person and we get to know you, we will bring you on. I can do that. So come on, talk. We can debate. It's fun. Just like last week when we were debating that Drew Dober wasn't going to get the knockout, and Drew Dober got the knockout. That's what we do, bro. That's what we do. All right, man. Remember, you want to head over to Dr. Roto. Use code word Trevor right now. Get you a percentage. It's 20%, I think, right now. It's normally 10. I think it's 20%. I could be wrong. I'm not the person that does that, so don't hold me to that. Get over to Dr. Roto. There's going to be multiple artists, not only for the UFC, but for the DFS NFL, the season NFL. We have basketball lineups, basketball advice, basketball and hockey, all NHL going on. One price, all those sports, lots of money to win. Love it, Dan. Have a great day, everybody, and always remember to bring the pain. Woo, yeah. Points champion.
Thanks for stopping by the office. Get your fantasy prescription by subscribing to the channel and checking out drroto.com. Until the next visit, be well and take care.